Greetings everyone, my name is Mr. Chakacha, also known as T.O.C. Welcome to my YouTube channel, T.O.C Tutorials. In this video, I am going to take you through a step-by-step tutorial on how to write a school-based project. Let's start by understanding the structure of the school-based project. What is a school-based project? School-based project is a write-up which is made up of 6 different stages. These stages are as follows. Stage 1, problem identification. Stage 2, investigation of related ideas. Stage 3, generation of ideas. Stage 4, development of ideas. Stage 5, presentation of results. Stage 6, evaluation and recommendations. Now let's digress into the writing of each stage. Stage 1, problem identification. As the name suggests, this stage involves identifying a real-life problem from the student's environment. The student is expected to observe his or her surroundings carefully and notice where things are not working as expected. That situation or issue is the problem to be identified. For instance, at your school you can observe that there is high labor turnover of teachers. That is a problem. Once a problem has been identified, the student is expected to write down 5 things. Number 1, project title. Number 2, objectives. Number 3, problem description. Number 4, statement of intent. Number 5, design specifications. Now let's look at how to write each item separately, starting with the project title. What is a project title? Basically, a project title is the name you give your project. This name tells the reader what to expect from your project. A project title is more like a book title. A book title gives a clear idea or a clear picture of what the book is all about. In the same way, a project title gives a clear idea or a clear picture of what the project is all about. Now let's have an example to make the concept easy to understand. Let's assume you identified high labor turnover of teachers at T.O.C Tutorials. The following is a list of project titles that you can come up with. 1. Reducing teacher turnover at T.O.C Tutorials. 2. Addressing the high rate of teacher resignation at T.O.C Tutorials. 3. Improving teacher retention at T.O.C Tutorials. Moving on to objectives. Objectives refers to what you are aiming to achieve by doing the project. Taking for example, if you identified high labor turnover of teachers at T.O.C Tutorials, your objectives of your project may include 1. To find why teachers are leaving T.O.C Tutorials. 2. To find ways to make teachers happy and want to stay at T.O.C Tutorials. 3. To help the school keep the best teachers. After writing the objectives, the student is required to write the problem description. What is a problem description? A problem description refers to a small paragraph that summarizes the problem. This paragraph should clearly show 3 things. Number 1, name of the problem. Number 2, place or location where the problem is found. Number 3, who is being affected by the problem. For example, customers, employees, community, to mention but a few. For instance, you can write the following as a problem description. T.O.C Tutorials is facing high rate of teacher turnover. Many teachers are leaving the school after a short time. This is affecting students' learning, causing stress for the remaining teachers, and making it harder for the school to maintain a good academic standard. As you can see from this paragraph, there is a problem which is high labor turnover of teachers. There is also a location which is T.O.C Tutorials. Then who is being affected? The students, the teachers, and the school management. Let's move on to the statement of intent. What is a statement of intent? A statement of intent is a short paragraph that explains what you plan to do to solve the problem. In other words, statement of intent tells the reader what you intend to do to solve the problem. For instance, a student can write the following as a statement of intent. I intend to create a YouTube channel which will be used by T.O.C tutorials to store videos and audio lessons so that students will continue to learn whenever a teacher leaves the organization. After writing the statement of intent, the learner is now in a position to write what we call design specifications. In this section, learners are required to list all the resources or materials needed to solve the problem. Taking for example, if the problem is high labor turnover at T.O.C tutorials, and the intended solution involves creating a YouTube channel that the school will use to store video lessons, the required resources may include: number 1, time; number 2, an internet access device such as laptop or smartphone; number 3, Wi-Fi or mobile data; number 4, the school's email address; number 5, a photo of the school logo. By the way, if you are new to my channel T.O.C tutorials, please subscribe. It really helps the channel to grow. Also like and share these videos so that everyone can benefit from the videos. Stage 2, investigation of related ideas. At this stage, the student is required to do 4 things. These things are as follows. Number 1, the student is required to identify the existing solutions to the problem. In other words, the student should find out what solutions have been used in the past or are currently being used to solve the same problem or a similar problem. Number 2, after the student identified the existing solutions, he is expected to outline or to list advantages and disadvantages of those solutions he managed to identify. Number 3, the student is also required to provide recommendations, meaning to say the student should think of ways to improve the existing solutions and take them down. The student is also required to show evidence that solutions he identified were implemented somewhere. Evidence can be in form of drawings, pictures, videos, audios, etc. Moving on to stage 3, generation of ideas. At this stage, the student is required to generate new ideas that can solve his or her problem. In other words, the learner must come up with new solutions to address the issue. Besides developing new solutions, the learner can also modify the existing solutions that he or she identified at stage number 2. This means the student is expected to improve or adjust the previous solutions to make them better or more effective. Afterwards, the learner is required to analyze these solutions in terms of their advantages and disadvantages. In simpler terms, after creating new solutions or improving existing solutions, the student must list what is good and what is bad about each solution. Stage 4, development of ideas. Now the learner will proceed to select the best solution from stage 3 and refine it. In other words, the learner is expected to weigh the advantages and disadvantages of each solution from the stage 3 and then choose the one that he or she believes to be the most effective. Once the best solution has been selected, the learner is required to refine it to make it more effective than before. Afterwards, the learner should write down the advantages and disadvantages of the chosen solution. Stage 5, presentation of results. At this stage, the student is required to present the refined solution in a creative and engaging manner. In other words, the learner is expected to showcase his or her final solution using formats such as drawings, posters, flyers, videos, audio recordings, and other creative media. NB, this stage is not about presenting data using bar graphs, tables, pie charts, or other statistical formats. Stage 6. Evaluation and recommendations. At this stage, the learner is required to outline what he or she managed to achieve, as well as the challenges faced during the project. Additionally, the learner is expected to give recommendations based on the achievements and challenges experienced. That's all for today, guys. See you in the next video.